your hands together for Paymon Salahshoor.
So not too long ago, I was in a pretty serious relationship with this amazing woman. And we were having a conversation. And I told her, a couple weeks ago, I had gone to a glory hole and sucked some dick. And she goes, oh. And that wasn't really the reaction I was expecting. So I said, what do you mean, oh? And she says, well, I want to see. And I said, oh. To give you some context, we're both poly, super kinky, really queer. And so we started talking, and I also told her, I have never gotten a guy off. When I suck dick, I'm really about, cock worship, and that's pretty selfish. I don't really give a shit about the other person. But it was a bucket list thing, and I was like, I had never gotten a guy off. And she said, well, I would love to see that. And I said, will you help? And she said, yes. So suddenly we're driving to the adult bookstore that has the arcade in it, which has the glory holes. And as we're driving, I start to get this pit in my stomach. And I start to get really nervous. I go, what the fuck did I just say I was gonna do? And here's why. We were in a DS dynamic. So this is a BDSM thing where I'm the dominant and she is the submissive. And this particular act is very submissive. And there's sort of this stigma in the BDSM community of, well, if you see your dom do something really submissive, it sort of de-escalates their domliness. And I've had plenty of people in the scene and potential play partners say, oh, no, I won't submit to you because you bottom. Oh, well, that's fucking shitty, right? Now, she had never said or done anything to make me think that she would do that. But that voice is still there because that social stigma is still there. So we're driving to the glory hole, and I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? And it's like a 5-minute drive, so I didn't have a lot of time to process that. I live real close. And we get there, and if you don't know what a glory hole looks like, imagine the arcade is a dark, seedy hallway with lots of little doors with red and green lights above them. And those doors lead into tiny little Jack Shack rooms that are about the size of a half bath. And they have a screen and a bill feeder, and some of them have these little holes about here that lead into the adjacent room where you put your penis through and somebody does something to it on the other side. Now, if you all go to the glory holes here in Portland, you go to some janky-ass glory holes. I'm talking some dude with one tooth went to Home Depot and got a bunch of plywood and 2x4s and then cut the hole with a Sawzall. I live in the suburbs. In the suburbs, shit's fucking nice, okay? If you guys don't know, there is an entire industry for glory holes and making glory holes. Just like Georgia Pacific makes bathroom stalls, they make glory hole stalls too, with little plastic molding around the hole so you're not splintering your cock and shit. Really nice. The screens are like LCD flat screen, and there's these bars that you hang on to, and there's a little tiny screen here too. So you got it all. It's amazing. So we're going in, and I'm like, okay, this is real. We're gonna do this now. I said I was gonna do it. Bucket list, yeah. We open the door to the room that we chose. I am not a religious man, but if God exists, he wanted me to suck dick that day. Because immediately, a dick protrudes through the hole. And it is the most magnificent penis I have ever seen. I have preferences. Let me tell you about my preferences. For a vagina, If there's hair, it's fine. You've got like the pubic mound, everything is growing in the same, I'm a barber, right? Everything is growing in the same direction. Everything is kind of going down. There's like, it's like grass that's been freshly mowed and it's all going in the same direction. Now imagine putting a fucking tree in the middle of that and having crabgrass grow up everywhere. You know why they arbor it around there and they put the little, shave your shit, boys. Shave your shit. I don't want like cauliflower looking shit up at my nose. I don't want it. This guy was shaved. This guy was nice. So we get settled and I hang my coat up and I take my glasses off and take my rings off. And you gotta get ready, right? We put the condom on him because we're safe. And we both get on our knees and there's this look and I'm just like, holy shit. Okay, this is the moment where like, I sub in front of my sub. And I'm looking at her, and I realize this is not the first time I had done something submissive in front of her, and this is not the first time that she had been encouraging about it. And there's that look in your partner's eyes that is like, yes, we're on the same page. And then there's that look in your partner's eyes that's like, yes, I'm really fucking aroused. And when those looks come together, that's amazing. So she's like really wet and turned on, and I'm like really hard and turned on. And so we just start going at it. And it's sort of one of those things where, have you ever played that game as a kid where like someone draws on your back and then you have to like draw what they're drawing, trying to figure out just by feeling? That's how you learn to give a blowjob. Because like, I'm like, okay, well now I have to do a thing that I know feels good to him. So I'm like, okay, how does that, and okay, I'm gonna do the tongue, and you know, and then I'm just trying to figure, okay, make it work, and use your hand a little bit, and we're tag teaming. We're just like tapping each other's shoulders, like, oh, let me in, babe, let me in. Okay, you go. And it gets hot, and then like at one point, I try and like fuck her, and it's like these are cement floors. This is really uncomfortable, and like I don't have the greatest knees. I'm a big guy, right? So I'm on my knees, and I'm like trying to do the thing, and then I realize, focus, Paymon, focus. So I stand back up, and I realize I haven't been really in it. We were starting to lose them. Like we were both getting tired. We had reached our second wind and our third wind and whatever. We were getting tired, and I realized it's sort of like what I had been doing was like eating ribs with a fork and a knife. And it was time to just eat the fucking ribs. So like I do one of those like Bruce Lee things where I like crack my neck and I drop down and I tap in and she's just like, oh, thank God. And I go ham. And to let you all know what going ham is, that's when your nose keeps poking their happy trail and your chin keeps bouncing off their balls and their head of their dick is like hitting your uvula like it's sacking a quarterback. That's my sport ball joke for all you straight guys. And tears are running down my face and like drool is dripping from my chin and I'm just going at it and I'm like, really, really hard. Yeah, and like there got to be a point where I felt defeated because I knew I could feel it and I was like, I'm gonna have to stop soon. I'm gonna have to stop soon, and this guy didn't come, and fuck, this is like my chance, right? God willed it, okay? And I'm going, and you go past that bit where you wanna stop, and you just keep going, and then I just like sighed, and I was like, oh. And I look away, and I'm wiping my face, and just, yeah, that's why I took my glasses off. I'm wiping my face, and I look over at her, and she's pointing, and she looks really excited. And I look down, and the condom is full. And she says, you did it. And I got so excited, I pointed and I hit his dick with my finger. I hit it with my finger, and I was like, ooh, I did it. And then the most magical thing happened. She put her hand up and we high-fived over his dick. And suddenly, all of that fear, all of that, anxiety, that little voice disappeared, and along with it, that dick disappeared back into the hole.